Hello, hello, all of my fabulous, beautiful people, and how are you all doing tonight? I hope that you have all grabbed a stiff drink, grabbed a joint, grabbed something to get through today. Today, I have something very, very special. We actually have the Recovering Hunbot on my channel today, and I think it's the first time that Alonda's ever actually graced us with her amazing presence over here because I am usually on her channel to talk about on passive or discuss Zeus's bounty. And today I want to talk about Zeus's bounty again. I did do a stream earlier today where we discussed their plans with the med bed. We looked through where the med bed ideas have originated from, their connection with QAnon, of all things, and just had a little chat about what Zeus wanted to do in terms of the med beds. And now I am having Alonda on here to react with me to Tim's latest presentation, if you will. So I'm going to bring on the Recovering Hunbot now, and then we will get right into it. Hello, my dear. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me on. And I am a bit horrified. I'm a bit scared. I don't, I know, okay, let me just say, I know I'm not going to like whatever I see or hear that Tim puts up there. The whole medbed thing, we were chatting about it a little bit before we went live. And, I looked into it a bit. And then I saw that connection, like I told you, to the Rife frequency. And I'm like, oh, holy crap. And then
Yeah.
there's the QAnon. It's like, oh my gosh, can it just stop? Can horribleness just stop? And it just doesn't. It just gets deeper and wider and nastier. And so, I mean, I'm starting out just really not happy with the.
I am so sorry. It's like, Alana, come on my channel, and then I will upset you greatly as soon as you get here.
Well, I've upset you so many times when it comes with on passive and the horrifying, songs, which there is song 37 is out, which I have not mean yet, but I will.
I'm really scared to hear that one. I'm just waiting for Zeus now to start coming out with songs. That's about the only thing that they haven't done is start to come out with songs.
Well, don't put it past them. They may have some true believers that feel like they have to, and especially people who are sick, meaning like their health, not like
Yeah.
just sick in the head, like twisted, but, have health issues and are looking to the med bed as being a solution. And as a cancer survivor, it really rubs me raw, it just makes me so angry. And then I think about one of my dear friends who died of brain cancer. And when you are literally facing death, facing just, not a good outcome, you're
Hmm.
very vulnerable and you're susceptible to believe all kinds of things. And I understand that.
Yes.
I
Yeah, I
totally
talked
get
about
it.
that a bit earlier because it's like you just get so desperate or so overdoing all these different treatments, taking medications. So it's like if anyone did have a miracle cure, I mean, you would jump on that. So you can kind of understand how some people might fall for this idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Which really hurts my heart too.
Yeah, and it always worries me in terms of people not doing their treatments and choosing like the med bed instead of like chemo and radiation for cancer. Or they were talking about how they could cure AIDS and Alzheimer's. And I was like, oh no, like they're going to cause people's deaths over here.
Just a few things that, I came across because I just skimmed a couple of articles, but there were several instances in an article that's several years old of people who like, went through Western medicine type stuff and that wasn't working. And so they
Uh-huh.
were just convinced that the med bed would However, their pain increased and they ended up dying. And it was like more than one person ended up dying. And I'm like,
Oh,
you know, that's this is horrible. This has been these med beds have been around since like the 80s, and it's like they're making a reappearance. It's like, why? Stop the insanity, people. And I'm really upset that now, Tim is into it because, like you said earlier when we were talking, if he had just stuck with the game, problematic enough with the NFTs,
right.
with, everything else. But now you're going to like cure people with med beds. Go
And I
sit
don't even
down.
know how that has anything to do with the cryptocurrency or the game.
It
Like
makes
I
no sense.
right? Like I'm like, how did we go from chariot race games, gambling, and cryptocurrency to like now curing people of cancer and AIDS and Alzheimer's in med beds? Like they just don't even they're not even in the same area. I don't understand, but here we are. And Tim has put together yet another presentation for us. I believe
Ugh.
this one was presented. Oh, what was the date on it? Hold on a second. Let me check quickly. Um, it was on the 9th. So the
So
9th of this month, he did this presentation where he is going to be explaining to us all about the med beds, all about their technology. I hope he explains what he'll have to do with the technology, because he seems to allude that he's partnered with them. He is
get
also
out.
going to talk about supplements.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I was very looking forward to telling you about his plan to also make supplements as
Stop it.
well.
So,
Um,
wait, let me just interrupt. I just have to interrupt and say something. Back in my days in MLMs, one of the things that they talked about, marketing is like you're supposed to niche down. How in the hell is he niching down when he is like just has tentacles in all these different areas that are completely unrelated? I am completely confused. I don't know what's going on, and I'm a bit angry about it too. So,
See,
okay.
and this is what I mean. Like nothing actually connects. I mean, I guess you could argue a little bit that the med beds and the supplements are kind of like health and wellness or
Yeah.
whatever. But then again, what the hell does that have to do with chariot racing, gambling, crypto? Like it's just madness. Hello, Joe. I'm glad you can be here. Hello, Albs. I'm glad that you could be here as well. Hello, Jenny. I hope that you're doing well and that you had a good Thanksgiving. So let's just play this video and get right into Tim explaining. There's no sense in us waiting any longer. And this is him once again, by the way. It's called Zeus's Chariots Update, November 9th, 2022. Don't miss the final chance for
Oh
a
God.
founder NFT. So that's the other thing is that they're also going to be selling NFT. So when Alonda says he has his hand in every single thing, we actually mean every single fucking thing that you could possibly grab onto to maybe make a buck out of. I feel like he is the con of all cons here with this.
And just so you know,
Oh man, I love
Chalupa
seeing
has
so many
not
familiar faces.
gone under the
Oh,
covers
sorry,
yet.
sorry, go ahead.
I said Chalupa has not gone under the covers yet, but he may do that as soon as Tim starts talking.
Oh, is he also against Tim as much as Ash now?
Well,
Have
not
we
as much because at least, Tim, doesn't like drone on for, 8 hours, but I don't think Chalupa is going to be very happy.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah, he
I
just
don't
sat
think
up.
Chalupa would like the med beds. So I'm okay with Chalupa being as equally as upset at Tim. I would almost argue at this point that, I mean, Ash Mufara is a worrisome dude, right? But I feel like the med beds are a hell of a lot more dangerous than anything that Ash is going to come up with. Even though they briefly discussed the med beds too, it's like Tim might end up being more worrisome of a person and more dangerous if he gets his hands in on these med bed things and promotes them.
Ugh.
Right? Like, ugh. So, all right, Tim, what you got for us?
It's been a while for some of you, and I'm so glad that you've made it tonight. We have a lot of great things to share. If you haven't been keeping up, I hope we blow your socks off with what we're going to be bringing to the table. We're doing something completely different than anybody else would ever do, they'd ever even think of. And we have some proprietary things that we're going to bring under the Zeus name. So, all right. Hey, welcome guys to this presentation of Zeus's Chariot.
Also, can I just say, like, I'm very confused on what their name actually is. And I brought this up before because they seem to go by Zeus's Chariots. Then they also go by Zeus's Bounty, with Zeus spelled as it is on the screen right now. But then their website is Zeus's Chariots, and then it's spelled Zeus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like they have to pick one and then stick to it.
And now their website, the page is currently under construction. It's been under construction for several weeks now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we looked at that other one that they have there with the video playing and everything again today, but nothing's new on there. This is the newest information that we have, and he doesn't release these too often.
Yeah, there's a reason.
We're so happy that you made it here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tim Bentley. This is me in the image right here, in a previous life or a next life, one of the two. Either way, I am the creator of Zeus's Chariots, Zeus's Bounty. There's a lot of folks on here tonight that I haven't seen in a while, and you are from Zeus's Bounty or perhaps new communities. And I want to let everybody know, if you're here from the Zeus Bounty Smart Contract and you haven't been in the loop, that I'm so happy that you made it here, for one thing, because we have a really big thing for you guys going on. You're going to have an opportunity to make more money from Zeus's Bounty than you ever dreamed imaginable.
Oh my.
And you're going to have to do it with no effort and no work.
Like, I'm
It's
so
really
sure.
gonna turn into a passive income opportunity for you, because the Zeus's Bounty Smart Contract did purchase 2.5% of Zeus's Chariots on top of the 5% we were already going to give the members. So we closed off new member registration on August 13th. There's 5,107 members in the Zeus's Bounty Smart Contract, and you are all going to be sharing in 7.5% of our gaming revenue. And some of those figures are broken.
Wait. So that many people sharing 7%. So like what? They'll be making like 10 cents each?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that much.
Yeah, like it just sounds so ridiculous right off the bat. He hasn't even shown us a slide yet. And I'm already worried that they're not going to make the money.
I don't think they will.
It is, isn't it, Auntie? Yes, I get the same Chris Hansen vibes. No, see, that's what I mean. They're splitting it. So it's not 7% each person. It's 7% split among all of them. So it's really just like 0.0001% per person. And again, I don't know how much money this is going to make, but probably not a lot that's going to even mean anything.
down towards the end of this presentation, so please don't leave. You'll get an idea of exactly what we have going on,
Please don't
why
leave.
you want to be involved, and what's in it for you. And I know for a lot of us, that is the most important thing. What's in it for me? So hopefully we can make enough in it for you that you want to stick around, be closely attached to us, and get enough for yourself that you can start sharing with
No,
others.
don't stick around.
So before we move forward in this presentation, I also want to say that I am not a financial advisor. Everything that I say here is something that I am creating. I am not enticing you to invest. I am not giving you advice. If you like what we're doing, if you like what we see, and you want to be involved, or you're already
Well, you know what? This disclaimer bullshit just always pisses me off to no end, as if by saying, I'm not giving you advice, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just creating these things and sharing them with you.
And then telling you to come join it to make money.
So that is not going to eliminate you for being responsible for people losing out.
No.
At all. But I just
no.
I find the disclaimer to be so cringy. You know, and it goes, it's that MLM thing, like, if you don't make money, then the fault lies on you, not on my system, not on what I'm recommending. It's you because you made a choice.
Well, that's really what the disclaimer's for. The whole reason for the disclaimer is really just so that he has no responsibility.
And that's bullshit.
And it's like, but you are the guy that's sitting here. You are the man that's created this. And again, you're giving us an entire slideshow presentation and then telling us we're going to make money off of it. So I feel like you kind of do hold some of the responsibility, Tim, but okay, like they all do it.
Yep. But it just always pisses me off. I just had to say that because it just irritates me.
Yeah, because if I've joined this thing and I don't make any money and I lose a bunch of money, I'm definitely blaming Tim.
Now, I'm going to agree with what anti-social media says. Disclaimers always make me feel like I'm making a surefire investment. I mean, right? It's like you see something like this, you hear something like this, it's like, I'm making a good decision right now.
Yeah. This is the decision I want to make right here. Kind of like when they tell you to sign an NDA or something.
Kind of, yeah.
And you're kind of like, wait, what did I get into?
Which, by the way, there is some kind of like secret unpassive webinar that's going to be happening. I think tomorrow. Because the unpassive website is down yet again. I mean, it just is a blank screen.
Yep.
And it's all, again, the whole halt. The message to halt has been out there for a while, but now it's even like a stronger message to halt. So I just wanted to throw that out there for anybody who is following on passive.
But now it's a stronger message. They've been telling you to halt, but now they actually really mean halt, guys. Like, stop, okay? Like, that's great. That's great. And I wonder how they're getting that information out to everybody, by the way, to like come and join this thing, this webinar, when the whole ecosystem is down. I'm just throwing that out there. It must be on Telegram, I guess.
I bet you it is. And Telegram always makes me nervous. It makes me feel like every scammer in the world is on Telegram.
Yeah, I always tell people, if you're ever like looking into something and then they tell you to go and add them on Telegram, just opt right out. Telegram? No, I'm good. Never mind.
Thanks.
No, not doing it. It's really is worse than WhatsApp.
Yeah.
At this point, it is a scammer's dream.
It's like every scammer like I have covered, like with the I Am Academy and oh gosh, there's several other ones, but especially I Am Academy. They're all running these Telegram groups, and I'm like,
even the romance scammers and stuff are now using Telegram. Yeah,
Scammers
like
will use anything they can get their hands on, any kind of platform, they're just going to jank it up.
yeah, it's scary. And Tim here, he's also on Telegram.
Well, there you
So
go.
there you go. Ash is on it. Tim's on it. Those guys are on it. So just stay away.
But we are not financial planners, financial investors in any way, shape, or form. And always, always do your own due diligence. So with all of that out of the way.
Which, by the way, to him, your own due diligence here is watching this presentation.
Right.
And then believing what he says.
And I'm going to say your due diligence should be people like, Beth and myself who are speaking out about this and have questions about it, and are asking questions and are like, well, what about this? What's going on here? You need to pay attention to people who are speaking out and wonder, why are people speaking out about it? Maybe that should be why there's this big ass disclaimer, is that there's something janky going on. Just saying.
Yeah, especially in a situation like this and on passive, where I feel like nothing real has even happened yet.
Right.
It's all still like being planned and semi-executed. Because I can't even really say that either of these guys have actually executed their plan yet. But it's apparently in the works. We're on stage 3 of testing this game, I guess. Which I also hope he gets into more detail about here.
I
need
want
to
to
know more
welcome
about
you to tonight's presentation on Zeus's chariots and our overall ecosystem and what we're going to be bringing to the market.
So yeah, they're also calling it an ecosystem. So we just have ecosystems all over the place.
In 2023. We have 3 components at this point of our ecosystem. Zeus's chariots, Zeus's healing centers, and Zeus Boost.
What is Zeus?
Now, I know for a lot of you, this is your first.
Oh, Zeus Boost is the supplement, my dear. Just wait until you hear about their water and rocks.
Oh, fuck me with a cactus. Jeez.
I can't wait. This is going to be great. When I first watched that part, that's the only part I've watched, is like this beginning part, because I really needed to hear him explain the healing centers for my stream today. So, and I've been so excited for you to hear about this Zeus Boost, especially. You will love this. You're going to be so happy with me.
I'm hearing about anything besides Zeus's chariots. Zeus's chariots is our pay to earn Web3 game. It's going to be our central hub. Zeus's healing centers focus on bioscalar wave technology that prompts your own body to heal its DNA. And Zeus Boost is a revolutionary scientific water where you can harness the power of the gods with Zeus Boost with something called NO2, which stands for reserve of oxygen and nitric oxide.
Oh yeah, girl. Oh yeah. If you thought that the water filtration systems were bad, wait until you hear about the Zeus Boost magic healing water.
Chalupa, come over here, baby.
Chalupa was like, I'm out. I don't want any of that water, Mom. Don't put that in my dog dish.
I mean, harnessing the power of the gods. I mean, just that alone, like, really, that's what you have, Tim?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it gets better. Wait until he goes into detail. That happens very soon.
Made an adult beverage.
Oh, he talks about the quote unquote science.
Zeus's chariots is the next generation pay to earn Web3 game. Because not only are we setting out to break records in the play to earn space, and I think that we can do that with our model, but we're also going to be using Zeus to branch out to multiple verticals while supporting our hefty charitable goals, because we believe that Web3 can offer substantial relief in this world. And I'm going to expand upon this thought for a minute. I've been saying, and a lot of you have been listening for a year now, that it is our responsibility as creators moving into the future in this Web3 space, in the crypto space, in the play to earn space, in the DeFi space, that we need to do things differently than our predecessors have done, meaning hoarding the money with the greed and the everything that they've done. Okay,
Yep,
we need to do it
no
differently.
greed here.
And this
Hang
is
on,
our opportunity to do that. We
pause it
can
for a
use our
second.
resources.
So is he like kind of like taking on Ash's spin? Is he like the correction to the corruption?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what we're doing here. The correction to the evil healthcare system. Because you see, Tim is under the impression that there have been cures for all of these ailments out there already. And the FDA has just not released them in the US, or, you know, some other thing has stopped them from coming out here and saving us all from AIDS and whatnot.
So more conspiracy theory.
Yeah. So then he now is going to help bring this to people, you know, because I guess big bad medical people want to keep us sick or something. That's basically what he's going with.
And I do want to acknowledge anti-social media saying full shades of Benny Hinn, you know, and I have wanted to do a video on Benny Hinn and other televangelists, and I think you may have inspired me to definitely bump that up on my list.
Yeah, you should. It would be good.
For good. And you're going to see by the end of this presentation just how many resources we have at our fingertips and what kind of good we're going to be doing with them. So Zeus's Chariots is the play to earn game that's going to bring VR to AR, actual reality. Okay, we're kind of pioneers in the gaming space with our shared revenue model. Underneath Zeus's Chariots is the Zeus Healing Centers. They're going to be outfitted with the bioscalar wave technology that will prompt the body to heal itself. You can reach a deeper meditative state in these systems than a Buddhist monk, and you can do it in under 7 minutes. Zeus Boost is going to be the most important daily supplement that anybody has ever seen or had
Right?
when it hits the market. It's water packed with rocks NO2, embedded with healing frequencies. And I don't know if you guys know anything about water memory, but Google it, YouTube it. Water has memory,
yes.
and we can embed frequencies into the water that are beneficial to us. And they're going to be charged in our Zeus's Healing Centers.
Yeah, so charged.
Okay, Tim, what kind of background do you have in the healing arts?
Well, see, or even like anything medical, even in pharmaceuticals, like anything. I don't think there's any.
Yeah, I mean, he's never talked about it, and it's like, my question is, how did they come to learn about this crap? I mean, is his wife into it? And so she was like, "Hey, sweetie, you know, maybe we should do this." I mean, have they both been into woo stuff? And yes, today's "Oh Bless" was all very woo, and it was quite frightening. I kind of half listened to that today too. But it's bothering me that he has no background in any of this stuff. Or if he does have a background, he has not disclosed it. If you want me to take you seriously with anything, then you better come with your receipts of, you know, your education in this.
Yeah. I like something, because I don't know. I don't know why he's like decided that he has the skills, the education, training, or anything to do anything in that health field.
It's very weird. I wonder if somebody in his family was ill and started trying this crap out, and that gave him an idea. I mean, I'm just shooting stuff out there because I had no idea, but I think it's such a weird pivot from going with, crypto, NFTs, game, and now we're talking about healing centers, this water that's infused with minerals and rocks that's going it's a supplement to take every damn day. I I'm literally just like, I have no words.
Do you know what's funny though? Now that you've mentioned that you wonder how he thought of this idea, I don't think he ever tells us, which is kind of odd because usually like when someone jumps into wanting the med beds, for example, it's usually because they have a personal story or
A
something,
backstory of
right?
some sort, yeah.
And they're always very excited to share those with us, especially in a situation like this where they're trying to sell it to us. And I was just thinking, I don't think he ever tells us where it comes from and gives us that backstory. Because we kind of have one for how he came to want to do the chariot race crypto stuff, right? But yeah, we don't have one for this. It just kind of appeared all of a sudden.
Okay. I'll shut up now. You know?
It's all right. Feel free to flip out all you want.
I want to break down the bioscalar wave technology to you just a
Oh,
little
hello,
bit.
Ken.
I'm definitely not an expert at this information. These systems have been around since about the 90s and have only recently been being pushed out into the market. They were developed by Dr. Sandra Rose over 20 years, and up until now, they've really resided in the homes of the elite. And they weren't readily available to the public. So
Okay, wait. Do you remember? And because I was talking to my husband about this earlier too, and I was like, "Do you remember back in the 80s and the 90s, it became a thing to claim that the elites were getting blood transfusions
Yes, I do.
to be alive forever and all that crap? This is our generation's version of that."
Well, I mean, he said that this is from someone else, but I have an article that says in the late 80s, an out of work math instructor in Colorado built an electronic device he claimed could diagnose and destroy disease, everything from allergies to cancer, by firing radio frequencies into the body.
Yep.
And that person's name is, where is it? William Nelson.
Yep.
And
Yep, that would have been the first person.
yeah,
I think Tim is probably talking about somebody who took that idea and then turned it into whatever it is now. Because there's been a few different versions of this med bed, if you will. There's a version that's an actual bed that you lay in that has wires on it. There's another version where it's a metal canister that you put under your normal bed. Yeah, there's 5 different types of these so-called med beds when you go and you look into it. But I do think that Nelson guy was the first one that came up with this idea in the late 80s, which is funny because then again, Tim is wrong about the history here.
And this dude Nelson is in he ran everything out of a century-old building in Budapest, Hungary, protected by barbed gates, surveillance cameras, and guards. And he raked in millions of dollars. His device was called the EPFX.
Yeah.
So just had to throw that out there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what this med bed and what all these energy enhancement systems and all that are based off of, if you will. So like I said, it's almost like they took this guy's idea and then they've all made their own like weird versions of it. And there's like 5 or 6 of them out there that you can find. Different versions of these energy enhancement systems or med bed. They even have like 10 different names for the things. So then it starts to be, well, what science is it working with? And how do we know which one actually works?
Or if
I
it
just have
does
a lot of
work,
questions, you
where's a
know?
peer-reviewed journal that has like done studies? Where's a blind study on any of this?
Yeah, I would like to see it. That would be great. But something tells me it doesn't exist because I know that 2 of the companies that have been trying to get these on the market and sell them for like 20 grand a bed or a device.
What?
Yep, that's what they're selling them for right now.
Oh
I
my
know
God.
I know that they like definitely just kind of make it up. So they've been asked for peer studies. They claim they've done them and they just haven't published them yet. So this is what I'm saying. Like every time that they claim that they have some kind of study and then they're asked for the study, they go, oh, well, we just haven't like put it together yet. It's not published. It's not ready. And they've been doing that for about 10 years now.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people waiting for these studies that prove that this works and that you can cure yourself with energy vibrations from yourself, essentially, because it's kind of what it's based off of.
Have you have possibly heard of med beds technology coming out in the future or something along those lines? This is like that, but here now and in use. In fact, most of the centers that are around the country and around the world are in people's homes. So this is just expanding and growing. And the bioscalar wave technology is absolutely amazing. And we have a couple of members on here tonight that have experienced the system in person. They've had personal testimonials from people that they've sat next to, people that are wearing the embedded frequency jewelry for the healing. And
Can I just say
Kim,
something?
if you could just give a blurb about.
Oh yeah, there's jewelry.
Testimonials are like assholes. Everyone can have one. You know, I mean, testimonials don't mean dick.
No.
And I hate it when they're just like, well, look at these testimonials because apparently it worked for these people. Well, you know what? The placebo effect is very strong and very powerful.
It is. And so is the I can make a fake person to come and write a review on my website too, or a testimonial. Because half the time I don't even think that they're real people.
Yeah, there's that too.
I'll be honest with you. Most of the time when I see a testimonial, it's like Sally from New Jersey said, and I'm like, yeah, Sally from New Jersey doesn't exist. Okay. She's not a real person. So
Oh,
I don't trust it either because it doesn't prove anything.
nope. Okay. I'll shut up again.
What you've experienced and what you've heard, I would appreciate it. Thank you. That was fantastic. Yes, you're concentrating perfectly.
Okay. When Tim found this, I got on the line and looked it up. There was one in Hot Springs, North Carolina, which is absolutely in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't even have a red light. I went in there and there was a lady sitting in a chair next to me, and it's really surreal. And what gets you, I mean, you can't dispute this lady had been a school teacher who had to medically retire, and she'd been hooked on Percocet for 20 years because she had scoliosis of the back and she couldn't get out of bed without assistance and put it off because she knew the pain she was going to face. And the lady sitting there, she walked in, sat down, and literally pain-free, completely 100% after 20 hours in this center. And then I went back yesterday for 4 more hours just as a feel good. And there was a couple there. The wife hadn't recognized the husband in 5 years, and she recognized him. And
Yeah, well, I went into a center the other day, and there was a couple there, and they said that this shit doesn't work at all. Just throwing that out there. See how easy it is?
she basically, she's got a long ways to go, but her biggest thing was she was bent over double. Now she's sitting erect, pain free, and you just can't dismiss it. Sounds like something way out there, but you just can't. When you see it and hear it, you just can't dismiss it.
Thank you, Kim.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. So,
What do you think, Alonda? Are you convinced?
No,
No, that didn't do it for you either?
nope.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm like, okay. But the thing, what bothers me, there's going to be some people that heard this that are going to
Mhm.
be like, yeah, because they just need like that little push again, because they're very desperate, because they have someone they love, or they themselves are in pain, or have some sort of, disease that they haven't been able to find a cure for, and nothing has worked, and are going to be willing to go to one of these centers and shell out however much money you pay, like an hour, to be on a med bed, or horror of horrors, spend $20,000 to get their own damn med bed.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's of course the crappy part about this, is that that at least a few people watching this stream of his that are there at that webinar are probably going to fall for that story or
Yeah.
for this.
these systems seem really, really crazy, but there's real science that's behind it. And there's been lots and lots of case studies and clinical trials and stuff done on this technology.
Wait,
I
hold on.
implore
Again,
you.
that's a lie.
Okay, right when he says that, sorry, Chalupa wants to go under the covers now because he's had it. Saying that there's been lots of studies, clinical trials. If so, how come you're not providing us with the source material and saying, here, you can go check it out? There's, I have a list of the sources so that you can go read these studies yourself.
Yeah, I would really like to. I would love to go and read them. But the thing is that, like I said, yeah, there have not been any real studies into this. There have not been no clinical trials into this. And all of the agencies that have put these devices together, like I said, whenever they're asked for their research and studies, they keep saying that it's just not ready yet. So I don't know what he's reading or looking at, but it would be great if he would source it for us.
Yeah.
That you should go and visit eesystem.com right now. Don't wait for a Zeus Healing Center. And if you have any ailments, if you have any disease, please look into this technology and go visit a center. If nothing else, I hear it's the best rest that you'll ever have. Most people sleep through their sessions, and you can even, in some places, do overnights. So we're going to be bringing this technology to the world in a big way, and we're going to be incorporating it into our game. This is going to be absolutely amazing what we're going to do. This is what this.
So we were wondering how it connects.
Incorporating healing into the game?
Right? I don't know what that means or how that works, like even in the metaverse.
I mean, what do? You like go to a center, you're on a med bed, and at the same time you're doing a chariot race?
Maybe instead of chariots now, just go with me on this. Maybe it's actually horse-drawn med beds.
Oh, good Lord.
that we are now racing on. I have no clue because it's like, does he mean that they'll have centers like in the game? Like in their virtual reality world? And then like you go and you lay down in one in virtual reality and it's supposed to cure you in real life?
I mean,
Like, has Tim lost his marbles? What is happening?
this all just sounds so completely stupid.
Right? It's like I don't know how, but let's hear what he has to say. I mean, because hopefully he's going to explain it to us.
I hope so.
I hope so. What game? Well, Kim, this is Zeus's Bounty. It is a company that is selling a cryptocurrency game along with these med beds, if you will. Excuse me. And the sleep has nothing to do with the complimentary Valium they give you before they you test drive the med bed. They promise. They promise. But do you know what? Now you said that, I was also just kind of like, wait a minute. Because the whole thing with this med bed and this wave technology and whatnot is basically like it provides you with energy waves, if you will, because you're supposed to be like healing yourself with your energy, okay? So how are you concentrating on that when you're sleeping? I don't know how that would work. I feel like
you're visualizing it. You're acting. To me, this seems like it has a weird connection to the law of attraction.
yeah, it really does. Like it kind of has to just be all of the law of attraction, really. I mean, like technically that's all you're doing is you're wishing yourself well. And then it's supposed to cure you. I mean, that is really what you're doing here at the med centers.
Oh, it's goofy as hell.
But all right. Okay, Tim. So the med beds are going to be a part of the game. Okay. I think we're ready for the rest. Go on.
Systems look like. They're faced opposing each other, and the way that it works is beyond me exactly, but it's photon light and scalar
So
waves.
you should definitely be doing this
And
presentation.
they create an environment that prompts the body to heal its DNA, regrow your telomeres. And in case you don't know what telomeres are, there's little things that grow. Basically, when they shrink, you're aging and getting old, so it regrows them. It's almost
Okay,
like
hold
age
on.
reversal.
Oh, okay. That's what he went there. He went there.
Yep.
So not only are you being healed, but
Uh-huh.
you're going to become younger by using these things.
Well, like I said in my stream earlier, the QAnon people believe that JFK is still alive.
Right, from this.
And that it is this med bed. So do you see how he now seems to believe a similar sort of thing as that? Because there's no
Yeah.
way this thing's fucking keeping you young, okay? It's just... Tim, please tell me that you don't think JFK is still alive. Please? I'm waiting for him to start talking about that next.
Please tell me all of this is actually a joke and you don't believe any of it because it is ludicrous.
I would love it if we got to the end of his presentation and he was like, just joshing, guys. Haha. That would be wonderful. Unfortunately, though, I think he asks you for your credit card.
No side effects that's ever been reported that I know of. So
You
the
know
worst case
them.
scenario, you go in, you pay for an expensive nap. Maybe it helps you, maybe it doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not the determination of that. So ROX NO2, this is going to be Zeus Boost. ROX stands for reserve of oxygen. NO2 stands for nitric oxide. Now, I can't get too deep into the science of this, mostly because I can't explain
It doesn't
properly.
exist.
You don't know it?
I do know that they've had clinical trials and case studies with all kinds of things. And
Okay,
I'm not going to sit here and make
hold
any
on.
claims of what this.
So is this like some white label bullshit that he's now slapping his, Zeus's Bounty label on it and calling it Zeus Boost? Because obviously
Yes.
he has not made this stuff himself. He can't even really explain what it is or how it is made. He can't explain the science. Granted, there is no science behind it, but I digress.
But they usually have some kind of weird pseudoscientific explanation for how it works, and he can't even explain that. So,
Wow.
again, it is something that other people believe in, that he is just kind of now deciding he's going to call Zeus Boost. But if you look at everything that Tim does, he doesn't actually really do anything himself.
No, he doesn't. He just cobbles things together.
Like, he gets other agencies to do everything for him, right? Like, even the art for the NFTs, he got an artist for. It's like he literally, none of it is his actual work. The game, he has game developer company working on it for him. So I guess it's not that weird to think that he went and found this stuff and then was like, hey, I'll get some of that and slap a label on it and call it my own.
Water can do, or what oxygen in your blood can do. Can you imagine what oxygen, how powerful oxygen is? But this isn't the oxygen that you can test on a meter that you put on your finger. This is a reserve of oxygen that our bodies use to fight off inflammation, viruses, all kinds of things. And we're fighting so often that we run low on it. So this scientist discovered how to bottle it and put it into these really powerful bullets.
Hang on. The scientist who is unnamed. Just this random scientist.
Yep, just this scientist. Literally, that's what he called him. This scientist.
That's a problem. You should at least be able to say who came up with this bullshit so that people could go look that person up and be like, okay, what is that person's background, Timmy?
Well, that makes me wonder exactly what is that person's background where he would feel the need to hide their identity while talking about this. It makes me think that their background is similar to that of like Gary Young or something.
Right?
You know, I'm not too confident in this scientist.
I'm not either. That sounds really sketch.
And this whole thing sounds sketch. I haven't heard one thing yet in this presentation that has made me go, yeah, okay, that sounds good, legit. Do it.
ROX NO2. When I was on these discovery calls with this scientist, and I was listening to scientist on scientist,
yes, it was
about
Bill
things
Nye.
that I didn't understand, potentiators and all these other wonderful matters, and the science behind it and what it did in the case studies for who, I was really just blown away. And it's not a new molecule, it's not a new substance, so they don't have to go through the FDA and all these long years of approval. This can be bottled and put right on the shelf. But I thought to myself, what on earth do you call this product? This product that does so much, which I haven't said anything to you about what it does because it won't. Okay, I won't. All it does is super oxygen.
I think it's more about he doesn't want to say what he thinks it will do because he is trying not to make illegal medical claims.
Yeah.
But he pretty much dances on the line of them this whole time throughout this whole presentation.
It your blood, and it gives your body what it needs to fight the things that we need to fight. Beyond that, you'll have to discover for yourself the benefits of the supplement. I know for sure that it's a very good recovery drink from working out. If you do exercise and you typically have really sore
What makes
joints,
it
you'll
good?
recover much.
We find out it's really just Gatorade. It's electrolytes he's talking about.
I think he's just going to his own faucet and putting water in a bottle and slapping a label on it and going, okay, we've got some Rocks Knocks or whatever. Oh,
Yeah,
Zeus Boost.
The thing about this is that technically you could do that with this.
This is
So
ridiculous.
like there's nothing stopping people from just selling bottled water and claiming that it does this, which is a really scary thought. Because if this guy starts making money with this stuff, imagine the other people in our world that are going to start to try. And that also worries.
Well, there is some woo guy, and I can't remember his name. And I came across his shit a couple of years ago, and his was all about some kind of healing water from a spring, and it ended up being just regular water.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That is basically what, like, I feel like there is no way for me to trust anything sold as magical water. Like, I don't know what you would put into water, even nitric oxide, like, is not doing anything. I don't, it's an iffy thing, because no matter what, you can just have spring water and then sell it and say, oh, it has this substance in it that's magic and cures everything.
There's magical minerals that the water is produced in.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of Boo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Bog, the amazing bog. It's like that same thing. Like, it's very iffy. I can't trust it.
Faster after consuming this product. When I was on these calls, I didn't even know why I was on it. Like, what do you call this product? What do you say it does? How do you just bottle it and put it on a shelf when all these benefits that you just laid out before us exist? And it didn't dawn on me till weeks later why I was on the calls. They even asked me, hey, Tim, what do you do? Why are you on the call? I have no idea why I'm on this call. That's what I said.
Because you're
I'm just glad I'm here, privy to this information, listening to these brilliant minds talk about this incredible discovery. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to go back on the wall like a fly and listen. So I did. Then it was weeks later when I was speaking with my marketing manager about this entire story, and then it hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. We could call this stuff Zeus juice, was my original idea, Zeus juice, but that already exists in a vape. And my 18-year-old son was like, I would never drink something called Zeus juice. So we changed it to Zeus Boost. Like, you can call this stuff Zeus Boost. Harness the power of the gods. It's simple.
Yeah. Harness the power of the gods. So we have pseudoscience and faith manipulation again. Yay!
We use the Zeus logo, the icon, Zeus, the NFT, as the mascot. And we go from there. We're also incorporating this into the game and into the healing centers. And this is going to be a winner. We already have a partner for a bottling plant. We've got permission to bottle this Rox NO2. We've got the healing frequencies. We've got everything already in place. Well,
I'm sorry, I am never going to be able to hear the words healing frequencies. It said seriously, like he just said it, with such conviction, and then not laugh.
I'm with you.
It will make me laugh every time.
White in place, but it's absolutely going to be amazing. So Zeus Chariot's the game. This is the centerpiece of everything. We're solving some major problems that exist in the play to earn space today. Some of those problems are market volatility. I mean,
so he literally just drops this huge bomb on everyone about how he's going to do these healing centers, right? And he wants to have this Zeus boost. And then he's like, and it's going to have something to do with the game, I promise you. And then he just goes right into the game.
Yeah. I mean, he has not really provided any facts about the other things, because I have so many questions. Again, no studies, no just this scientist. I mean, everything is so vague. So,
and I still don't know how the heck it's going to be used in the game.
well,
But I guess
maybe
now
you
we're
can tell
explaining
us,
the game.
because it doesn't make any sense. Do you drink the water while you're playing the game?
And then it
While you're
makes
on
your
the med
chariot
bed?
go faster? I mean, that would at least make some sense. So why they're connected, I don't know. But again, you think that he's talking about how we're going to solve problems with the med bed and the Zeus boost, but that's not what he's talking about here. No. Now we got to talk about the gaming crypto market.
Let's look at the last 2 days if we want to talk about market volatility.
Okay.
Okay, most of the tokenomics leaves communities and its players at risk of market drops. We saw this happen 6 months ago with Axie Infinity, 4 months ago, whatever it was. The market crashed. Their token went down to nothing. The game wasn't fun to play. Players stopped playing it. Their NFTs down to nothing because they were subjected to the decentralized exchanges on what the value of their tokens were. Securities fraud. This is a huge problem. Guys, crypto gaming, NFTs, DeFi, it's all the wild, wild west right now. But we can see in the headlines that that's about to change.
Again, we can see in the headlines that that's about to change. But he doesn't say that he's the one that's going to be changing it, or how like Zeus's bounty is going to be better than like everything else on the market.
And he doesn't offer up what those articles are and who's saying this and why we should believe what they say.
Yeah, that either. It's just like, I feel like this whole presentation is him talking about things and then trying not to take responsibility for any of it.
Yeah, because he just heard it from a friend. He heard it from a guy.
Yeah, that scientist. That's who it was.
The Securities and Exchange Commission is going to be coming down hard. And as soon as they can set precedents on one of the big boys, they're going to come after everybody.
Including
Barrier
Intel.
to entry. Most play to earn games. Huge.
Yeah, again, I don't know why he thinks that he's above that or not included in that. And he doesn't give us any reason to why we should believe that he isn't either. It's a very strange, like, he almost has a weird disconnect with all of this the whole time. And I find that like really odd because it's like, dude, this is your idea, your game, your company. Like, if you're going to tell people that one of the issues in this market that you're in is like securities fraud, then shouldn't you be letting us know how you're going to combat that? How you're solving that issue? But he just kind of like just talks about how it's an issue in a general way, says, oh, don't worry, in future, though, it's getting fixed, and then moves on to the next thing. It's so weird.
Barrier to entry. You have to buy their NFTs, one, if not more, of their NFTs to even start playing. Low ROI. A lot of these games don't have a very big return on your investment, your time investment, right? So you can play and play and play. And even the biggest one, Axie Infinity, I know I keep referring to that. They had 3.2 million daily players, and they were making maybe $20 to $40 a day. But these were players over in the Philippines and other countries. So for them, getting half that money, splitting it with a scholar here in the US or somewhere else was really, really good. So it provided a lot of great benefits, and then it went away. Market crashed, no more play to earn game. A lot of people lost their livelihoods. They were literally living off of playing Axie Infinity. NFT ownership required. I already said that.
See? Like, I feel like he's giving me more reasons why I should not be a part of Zeus's bounty than he's giving me reasons why I should trust him in this thing.
He is not increasing my confidence.
No. If anything, he's destroying any confidence anyone could have in this industry over here. I don't know what he thinks he's doing by listing all of the problems without his solutions. It's very strange.
I have it there twice because it's important. So we have the solution to a lot of those problems. Our number one solution is we're going to be using stable tokenomics. Okay, our game and our native token is going to be paired with a stable coin. This means there's going to be no fluctuations in the price of our tokens or the amount of players we'll be earning from the game. So when the market crashes like it did in the last 24 hours, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the value of our game and how much a player can earn. We're going to remove the barrier to entry by multiple ways. You can play for free and still earn or rent a chariot from one of our owners if you want to play in the play to earn games. Bigger earnings. After months and months, we have developed a solid approach for players getting paid. Even free players can earn great money racing Zeus's chariots. So one of the places that we're coming from here is not centralized profit. Okay. And when you come from a different place, when you come from a place of giving and figuring out how you can spread this out, it works a lot better. People can earn a lot more money and you can do a lot more good in the world. And we're going to be easy to use. So Zeus's Chariots is going to be tied in to a brand new one-click Google sign-in wallet. Let that sink in for a minute. One-click Google sign-in wallet. No more having to use MetaMask or some other complicated wallet that new people have to set up in order to play this game. It's going to be as simple as clicking a button, and you're going to get rewarded for sharing it with others.
And then when someone hacks your Google account, they can also hack your wallet. Yay!
Shh, shh, shh. Don't tell him that. Tim's like trying to sell him on this shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
So we are unique. Not only is our concept unique,
That's for
all of
sure.
our artwork and digital assets were and are being created from the ground up just for Zeus's Chariots. We're going to be one of the first to market with a fast-paced, action-packed game in the play-to-earn space at the moment. There's a lot of games out there. There's a lot of games hitting the market, a lot of like card trading games or first-person shooter games, like kind of super involved stuff. There's nothing that's really quick and fast where you can get in and out and make some money. And we're going to fill that void with Zeus's Chariots. Tested. So we're going to have 250 founders. We already have 190. And they're going to be part of our dev team. Some of you have already played the earliest versions of the game. So you're going to get to test out the game with each version, give your feedback, become part of our feedback loop and part of our dev team.
Yeah, apparently they're on their third testing phase.
Well, I will say at least he's limiting. So he says right now, founders to 250 people, not 1.5 million, accounts.
Yes.
Like Ash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because again, he also is planning on splitting the profit, remember?
Right.
Among those founders. So I will give it to him that at least he did limit it. And at least he is doing testing.
Unlike Ash.
Like there is proof that they've been doing some testing. People have come out and said that they've been playing the games and stuff. So that is actually going on. Again, unlike Ash, where we're like, I don't know what beta testing's going on or who's doing it or no one says anything.
No one knows.
Yeah, no one knows a thing. Like, I don't even know if Ash knows. So, at least some things are actually being done here. I'm just not sure if it's a good thing or not because this whole thing's a scam.
And iconic images. Using the Greek gods and the striking imageries of Zeus's chariots, chariots is playing off iconic mythologies. Boy, I butchered that. So we're playing off of iconic mythologies. The goal is to make Zeus a household name by 2024, 2025.
Good luck with that.
We're going to be known for a lot of things.
Like maybe being a scam.
I don't
Right?
see Zeus's bounties or Zeus's chariots being a household name, but I will say most people know who Zeus is. But what you're shilling, Timmy boy, people aren't going to be talking about it. I mean, you've been trying to shill these different things for this past year. Nothing has taken off. And you do have some core adherents that keep sticking around for whatever reason. I don't know why they do, because they believe your bullshit. I just don't see this materializing because nothing so far has actually materialized, but at least you're testing. But I feel like you're taking people's money, not giving them an opportunity to earn anything right now, and all they're doing is testing, and that's making them feel as if they're part of the process and that they have a say in it.
Yeah, when really they don't have that much of a say, right? Like all of the decisions are still his and Nicole's.
Right.
Like it's not like they can then go and change something in the game. So it's they still aren't founders as a founder should be.
Our Zeus's healing centers are going to be profound.
Okay.
We're going to be available on Oculus 2 VR headsets and also a desktop version. So in fact, we're going to be giving away like 20,000 Oculus headsets when we mint our charioteers.
And again, how are they doing that?
And where are they getting the money to do that?
Yeah.
Oculus headsets are not cheap. And there's actually been problems with, the metaverse. When the metaverse, uses Oculus.
Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me either. I have no clue. I don't know if he thinks he's like partnering with someone that's going to like donate these out to him or what. Because I don't know how he's going to pay for all those and hand them out.
Because aren't they like $200 or $300?
Yeah, each.
Yeah.
And like even if he was to buy them in bulk, he's not going to get that much of a deal on them, really.
Let's see.
It's not like he's buying 3,000 of them or something. So,
let's see what I'm going there now and looking and seeing how much are these damn things.
Because they're still pretty damn expensive. The last I saw, they were still about $200. And I was like, Lord. And that was for like they have different kinds.
Okay, here's the MetaQuest Pro, and it's $1,499.99. So I doubt you're going to go with that. MetaQuest 2 looks like, okay. Oh, there's a bundle. That's $349. That's the Resident Evil. It has the Resident Evil 4 bundle.
Yeah, so it's fair to say that even if he was to get these in bulk, let's say, okay,
Yeah,
that they'd still be about $50 a piece because he's only buying what he said 200 or something. So like you're not going to get a huge deal if they're like $200-$300 each. So like again, I don't know where that money's coming from, and how is he going to decide who to send them to?
and how is he going to ship it? Because there's going to be a shipping cost also.
Yeah, like again, I don't know. I don't even know if he knows.
I think he's just pouring a bunch of bullshit out there.
I'm starting to wonder. I'm wondering if he does what Ash does a little bit, where he just kind of talks and like promises things, and they just kind of disappear.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Little company overview. So we based our research on market trends and needs of the industry, and we discovered a hole in the play to earn gaming space, which is that action-packed, fast-paced, in and out, high adrenaline, high dopamine release, make a lot of money. Design and build, we've been going through an intensive design and build phase since March of 2022. A lot of you know that this has been a long-term ongoing process for dang near 11 months now. So we're deep into this project. Our launch plan is created, and we feel we have an incredible opportunity right now to literally be the biggest play to earn game yet. Okay. And they've been making some serious money. 178 billion the play to earn space is valued at right now, nearly double the predicted value that it was expected to be.
Yeah, the whole
1.3
industry.
billion was raised in 2020 alone for play to earn games. And this market is in its infancy. You're going to see this go from 178 billion to $10 trillion over the next 5 to 10 years. And we're going to be on the leading edge of that.
Uh-huh.
Some market comparisons. Okay, you guys have seen it. You know,
Here
you're in
we
the
go.
space, NFT space, whatever. You've seen that even some of the worst ideas are bringing in millions of dollars. Mediocre ideas are bringing in tens of millions of dollars, and a lot of them never even make it to market. And then the few good ones, they've already earned billions. Okay, and that's just scraping the surface of the actual gaming industry that's out there. Just scraping the surface. When we integrate this new wallet that sets up like that, that's going to reduce the entry to barrier drastically, and it's really going to help. Our competition, we don't really have any
horse
competition.
racing.
Yep.
There's a lot of
I don't know why.
How is horse? Okay, that makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's going to be the same as that at all. But I guess he's kind of grasping at straws to find some competition because according to him, he has none. Which you would think that like all of the pay-to-play games in the
Yes.
world would be his competition, but I guess we're going with horse racing.
We're going with horse racing instead.
Yeah.
competing play to earn games. But as far as horses and stuff go, there's a couple of horse racing games. Zed Run.
It's just about the horses.
They're both doing great. These are predetermined outcomes that people bet on, and you can own a horse and train it and stuff. It's fun. It's cheeky, right? And they're doing great. But again, their value fluctuates horribly. I get notifications at least 3 times a week. D-Race up 10%. D-Race down 18%. D-Race up 14%. It's problematic.
Okay.
So we have a growth strategy in place. How we're going to scale, what we're going to do. We've been growing our community. We've got about 10,000 Twitter followers now. 500 or 600 people on Discord. On Friday, we're going to mint a remaining 60 founder.
I do, by the way, plan on getting into that Discord and checking it out. I'll let y'all know how it goes.
NFT cards. Okay, we've sold 190. You guys are going to get a huge discount, man. I debated whether or not to raise this mint price from 1.4. With the recent drop, we lost 30% minimum in ETH price in the last 24 hours. That's a big hit. So if you pick up one of these other NFTs, you're going to be getting a big discount. In December, we're going to have a huge token sale.
See, like, that doesn't make me feel confident.
I'm not confident of anything that Tim has said.
No, I feel like he's shooting himself in the foot every time he opens his mouth here. Like, he's like, here's all the problems with this industry, and we keep losing money. Come and join us today. It's like, what are you doing, Tim? Are you trying to sell this or not?
And that's not even right. We're going to give you 75% off.
Yeah, because you can't sell them.
In January, and these dates here are up for debate still. One thing that we're not going to do is push before we're ready. One of the things that we need to do with this charioteer sale is do it right before we're ready to actually launch the game. One of the ways we stay within the lines of the law. Traction. So here we're forecasting for success. Some key
Don't want to
metrics.
break the law.
So we're going to have two different versions of this game. We're going to have a free version and we're going to have a paid version. Okay, we're going to be doing heavy advertising for free and paid players, as well as for investors who want to sponsor our free players. Now, don't pay attention to the dates. It may not be March. It may be April. We don't know. Maybe May. Maybe February. We don't know.
Pay no attention to the man behind the
But
curtain.
let's say, the first month.
Right? Does that sound familiar?
It sounds very familiar.
Like,
Ignore
we
the
don't know
dates.
when. We're just not going to drop a date. We'll just, sometime in future. We promise. It will happen. We promise. Just, one day.
Real company, real people, real products.
Real bullshit.
Of our launch, we obtain 1 million free players. We have 50,000 paid players. We would anticipate a gross revenue monthly. No, I'm sorry, a gross revenue for the year of $150 million with a net revenue of $135 million.
Oh my God. $150 million? Okay.
Sure.
Oh my God. He is so optimistic.
And actually that is monthly. So
Wait, what?
yeah, daily players monthly revenue. I apologize. This is monthly, 135
Oh,
million net
monthly.
revenue.
Monthly now.
The beginning of 2024, 5 million free
Jesus
players,
Christ.
250,000 paid players, $750 million in gross revenue,
Sure.
675 million.
Like, where did these numbers come from?
I just feel like he pulled them out of his butt.
I'm literally he hasn't priced anything as far as I'm aware, really. So I'm kind of like, how is he even estimating this revenue?
Well, he
And
did that with a smart contract too. And we see where that has gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything just disappears here. Every time we talk about a company, they bring up ideas and then they just disappear into thin air. But I'm having such a hard time with this. I do honestly feel like this is literally a chart that he just sat down and he was like, all right, 750 million. Yep, nope, sounds good. We'll say we'll make that. It makes no sense where any of these numbers come from.
No.
$1 million in net revenue monthly. Okay, let that sink in. These aren't extraordinary numbers for what we're going to be bringing to the table. We have a 2-year action plan, like I was saying. This is basically what it looks like.
Well, at least he has a plan.
We're here.
Yeah. Yeah, they have some kind of like action business plan, right? So there's a plan. Will it be executed? I mean,
That's a different story.
meh. I'm not sure. I mean, so far this year, they've pretty much done everything that they claimed they would do. I don't know how their token sales are going right now. Because they don't tell us anything, really.
Right.
But, I mean, according to them, they plan on launching their Zeus Boost in July. So, I guess look for it then to cure all your ailments.
We have a couple more sales to go through before we launch. We plan on opening up our first healing centers, hopefully around June. Launching Zeus Boost probably before that. Actually, the way it's looking, this may be more like March, somewhere like that, or April. And then, of course, at the end of 2023, we're going to have our grand championship where somebody has the possibility of winning up to 4 question marks.
Which is better than 3 question marks.
That it is by a factor of 0.3. Sounds good anyway. So here's what some of the financials might look like. We kind of just went over some of this stuff, but I'm going to let you soak that in while I have a sip of my water.
Gee, thanks,
it
Tim.
I'm sure there's water in there.
Is it
Tastes
the
like water.
Zeus Boost?
All right then.
All right, then. Thank you for asking. Is anything going on in the chat?
Probably not.
Nope.
Are you guys enjoying this new
sure.
slide deck? This presentation, is it working for you? Does it give you the warm and fuzzies yet? Or have I not said anything good?
No, nothing.
Yeah, they like it, enjoying it. Janice, yes, the healing centers are brick and mortar. The website for the healing centers, Kyle was wondering what the website was. I got it.
Awesome. Hi, Billy. Good to see you here. I'm glad you're here.
Roger's saying love it.
Awesome. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Dave. Okay, cool. It's all making sense and stuff. I'm not just gibberishing. Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a little bit more of this left, but really, we've heard most of it. So I think that we should listen to him explain the financials, and then we can wrap it up. Because after this, he just like starts repeating himself. It starts to get a little silly. He doesn't explain much of importance after this. And then there's about 40 minutes at the end where you just stare at one screen and then he talks our ear off for a while.
Oh,
And we
my.
don't need that. The important things we wanted to hear today was him explain to us about the med beds, the Zeus Boost, and then the plans for this game and this business, which we are now kind of hitting the end of right now, as he's telling us about the financials and what he expects everyone will be making and having to his total expenses, which I'm not sure why we need to know that, but he'll let us know all about it.
But, hey, at least he is putting something out there, unlike, Ash Mafara, who doesn't.
And that's the thing, is that Tim is better at planning and executing the plan. He is also better at speaking about these things.
Yep.
But then I do feel like he's more dangerous because like the Zeus
The healing
Boost,
stuff.
yeah, and the med bed thing really does scare me. I do worry about it causing an injury to someone.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, let's move on. Our tokenomics. I mentioned that one of the problems that we're solving is instability. So our tokenomics are based off of stable coins. And one of the things that I was told I needed to do with my in-game token, our utility token, was to have it be used for more than just cashing out. So when we did our redesign of our tokenomics, we decided you could do different things with this token. Enter races, buy swag, buy NFTs, buy free lives, add-on packs, purchase referral packs. And there'll be, oh, hey, come slow down there, soldier. And there'll be other things in the future. So this isn't 100% locked in stone. I'm not sure I need 2 tokens yet. But ZC, because they will be our native token, and it'll be executed through a minting smart contract. And to get it, you're going to send an equal amount of USD plus to our smart contract. And then it's going to mint the ZC for you. And then you're going to swap that over to Z to begin your racing and go to the marketplace. So 1Z equals 1ZC equals 1 USD plus. It sounds confusing, but
Yeah.
just
It
think of it as 1ZC equals $1. Okay, USD plus is a stable coin backed by USDC, which is a stable coin backed by assets. USD plus actually pays out a 7 to 10% APY, but we're going to be using that money for charity. It's not going to be going into the smart contract, increasing value of our token. So if our value is always 1 for 1, there's really no reason other than the pre-sale in our original mint for somebody to buy our token and hold it to think it's going to be worth more next year. That equates to a securities fraud.
Bad
Right.
thing.
As soon as they start proving it, that's what it'll be. And we don't want to go down that road. So
no, I would hope that you don't. And
Although
now
you
he
may
goes
end up down that.
into. Oh, pardon?
I was like, you may end up there.
See, and then he goes into how there's going to be sales tax on this. There's going to be 5%. And then after this, it all goes wrong. But my whole thing is, if you know how cryptocurrencies and this kind of stuff works, you know that there's almost no way for him to guarantee that.
Right.
There is no way for him to guarantee that this is 100% safe, that it's not going to crash, and the likes. So I have a really, really, really big problem with him sitting here and promising that.
Yeah, because he's implying that, hey, this is all safe and secure and it's not volatile. They're all volatile.
Yeah. Yeah. So my issue now is that he is basically creating his own cryptocurrency and then saying that there's no way it's going to change in value. And then he might create 2, which I don't understand why he would need 2 of them. Like, why would you have to buy 1 coin to trade it in for another coin?
Yeah. Makes no sense.
I don't understand it. I feel like there's some weird loophole with that. Like it's somehow some kind of like loophole of legalities or something. There's some money laundering or something going on. Like I've never heard of them creating 2 coins like that and then you having to cash one out to get another one to be able to spend in the game.
I haven't either.
So that's about it for Tim's plans for this company. Like I said, he goes on a little bit more to explain the tags, and then he goes on where he just kind of ends up repeating himself. They don't really have a question period. And then they end up talking a bit more about the med beds and whatnot. But I'm not too confident in anything that he said today.
I just think it was pretty funny when he's like, hey, Nicole, what's going on in the chat? And she's like, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, we don't have anyone in the chat. Nobody
cares.
This. Okay. You
That
know,
cracked me up.
Lord, I can't see Bronx Beats, guys. He's blocked. I'm sorry. But yeah, I still don't understand how the med beds connect to the game. I don't understand how you're supposed to cure anything with the med beds. I'm still iffy about his Zeus boost.
Oh, I'm very iffy about that Zeus boost. That just, uh, again, no words, you know?
Magic nitro water that will cure things, especially since it came from God, I guess.
Yeah.
Which just every time someone says something came from God to cure something, you know it's a scam. Chris says, I bet Mike Ellis was in the chat. He's looking for his next scam. You know what? Joe made a comment earlier about how he's nervous that the people in Own Passive might come over to Zeus because at least they can
Yeah.
sell something here. And I was like, I don't know. I see it. Especially if they start on those med beds. Mike and Marty might jump ship. They seem to be into those med beds too. They're the
Yeah.
new hit.
I would not be surprised. And they do have a background in crypto, so, you know. Let's just
Right?
hope that doesn't happen. Let's just hope that the two don't meet.
Yeah, we don't need these two companies to collide. That would be a great way to give me an aneurysm. We just don't want that to happen. So, thoughts? Any last thoughts on what Tim had to say?
Well, just he's full of shit is what I have. You know, I mean, other than that is, again, it's such a weird conglomeration
Yeah.
of different things together that it's like they're not complementary, you know?
No, and apparently they were supposed to be, but in that whole thing, he never actually explains to us how the med beds are connected to the game.
Right. And I
So,
wanted to know.
yeah, so you're just kind of left like, okay, they're going to be connected. Sounds
Somehow.
good. I mean, we know that the med beds bless the Zeus boost, I guess, but other than that, I don't know how anything has to do with each other at all. I really am wondering if it's almost like Tim is just sitting here and he's like, listen, I really want to make some crypto. What are like some of the quickest ways that I could maybe make some crypto? And then just grab these 3 ideas.
Cobble it all together because, you know.
Yeah, he's just like, these ones sound good. We'll just do these. And then we got Zeus's Bounty.
So weird.
Or Zeus's Chariots. Or Zeus's Bounty, I guess.
Or Zeus Boost, you know, I mean.
Yeah, like whatever they want to call themselves, which again, I think they should figure out as well. That might help with the whole branding and marketing and getting their name in all the households across the world as they say they want to.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
So thank you so much for coming on. That's about all I have to horrify you with in terms of Zeus's Bounty for today anyway.
Yeah, it was pretty horrifying.
I was looking forward to showing you, especially the Zeus boost, because that one was just brand new, came out of nowhere. Like you were kind of aware of the med beds and that kind of thing, and they were talking about that. But I was like, where the hell did this Zeus boost shit come from all of a sudden? And I was very excited to share it with you. I thought that you would love that they now have magic water.
Oh, I appreciate that you thought of me to, you know, like, how can I horrify the recovering Hunbot? So thank you.
I was like, you know what? She used to cover those water filtration things. She will love it if I tell her about this magic Zeus boost water. She'll love it.
Now, like I said, I'm going to have to do a stream about like the right frequency. I'm going to have to bring some of those resources together because for the next few weeks, I'm not going to be able to do a recorded video. I have other things going on that just precludes that. but I am still planning on doing Organa Gold, and I also have kind of a true crime crypto thing too that I'm going to be
Ooh.
covering.
Oh,
That's
that sounds fun.
quite interesting, and it's going to take me a while to peel that onion because there's just a lot of layers.
Nice. Those are the fun ones sometimes, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
That will be fun. You'll have to let us know when you're doing that. So, thank you so much for coming
Oh,
on here
thank
and
you for
going
having
through
me.
this fabulous medical cryptocurrency MLM journey with me.
It was my pleasure.
And I want to say thank you so much to my fabulous chat for being here and to my replay crew. Please make sure you guys like the stream, subscribe if you are new here. I would love it if you joined our fabulous, amazing members. All of the beautiful people do, especially Joe. Isn't he gorgeous? And make sure if you are not subscribed to the Recovering Hunbot on her channel that you go and subscribe so that you do not miss our on passive coverage, so that you do not miss her future crypto crime video stream. That sounds fun. And also more information about Organo Gold, which if you watch me, you are very familiar with it and Tom Brooks' connection to that company, if you will. I hope that everyone has a fabulous, fabulous rest of your night. And please do remember not to join this awful cryptocurrency health scam. I guess that's what we'll call it. And Yolanda, if you just want to hang out here while I play my outro, and then we can
Yep.
chit chat afterwards. And everyone have a fabulous night. Mwah. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.